This Let's Play was supported by these awesome hobby companies.
Hello everybody. Today myself and Shay are going to be taking a look at a prototype for a new game from Signum Games. This is Fantasy Commander and it's a 1/72 or 20 mil strategy game for the tabletop. So as you can see here, it's played out on a hex map. I will be commanding the holy forces of Griffarium, and Shay will be taking the terrible purple undead of Styx as you aggressively attack my lions.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do love being aggressive.
Shocking stuff. Setup is, I was going to say setup's complicated. Setup's not complicated, but it's involved, and there's quite a lot goes on in the list building because you also construct a deck as well as an army list. I'm not going to go into that now. I'll keep that for the end when we're sort of wrapping up the game so you can see how the game plays and then we can have a chat about that. But to begin with, if I show you the tabletop here, I have got some units out in the flanks, mostly cavalry, big infantry block in the centre, a massive steam wagon and a huge colossus. And Shay, what have you got roughly?
I've got same as you, cavalry out on the sides, big strong centre with my corridors sort of dotted around bits and places.
And in this case, we're after these capture points. So the two on the outside are worth 1 victory point each if you hold them at the end of the turn. The central city is worth 3, so quite a bit going on there. The other things we'll explain as we go. But to get things started and to kick off into turn 1, the first thing we need to do is work out activation and initiative. And this is where the game starts to get interesting. So every card will generate, or every unit will generate a type of action point. They can be red, they can be blues, they can be greens, they can be yellows, which are the worst, or occasionally cards will generate little purple ones like that. And these purple ones can only be generated from a card, not from a dice roll. So what we need to do first is to work out who's got what. We're just going to do that this once so you can see how it's generated, and then you'll not see this part for other turns. So starting with yourself, Shay, what colours have you got going?
I have a red, 2 greens, a blue and a purple.
Okay. Red, 2 greens, a blue and a purple. Oh yes, there is another purple here. Okay. The yellows are infinite. We have our own little stash of yellows behind the board. They can be played in place of any of these at any time. But after that, we need to generate the rest of them. And these for your faction are all random. So how many units do you have to roll randomly for?
A lot.
Okay. So let's start with your front line then. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 6 units on the front line.
Indeed.
Oh, plus your 2 monsters also generate randomly?
They do indeed.
Okay, so all 8 dice will be rolled. And these dice are rolled for combat as well as for generating initiative points. And in this case, you just read off the colours. So what have you got? 2
reds.
Yep.
A blue. And 5 greens.
And 5 greens, leaning into the greens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And your back row, how many do you need to roll for that?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, and the other 2 generate coloured ones themselves.
Indeed.
Okay. So 4 rolls.
Oh, not bad at all.
Oh, that's very good, actually. So 3 reds and a green. The reason why that's good is when we come to activate, initiative is based on reds, and it goes reds, blues, then greens for activation, and we activate units about. So having a lot of reds is good. Probably better than me in this case. I'll quickly work out mine. So I have a purple and a red off the bat, which is good. I have a red and a blue, which is excellent. And then everybody else generates randomly. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 random generations. However, one of my units, my Oranox Knights, generates 2. So I've actually got 11, which is helpful because I have less on the tabletop to begin with. So I'm just going to quickly grab these. So 8 of these. Not as good. 1 red, 2 blue, and 5 green. Mm-hmm. Okay. 1 red.
Still got 3 more rolls.
And I've got 3 more, yeah.
Could have 3 red, you know.
They'll all come up reds. They won't all come up reds. We know me. We know me. Survey says a red and 2 more greens. Okay.
Well, could have been worse.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure how. Okay, so at this point, we both know what we have roughly, and you can ask your opponent before we start divvying them up. But what you need to do then is to allocate a token. Now you can allocate them any color to any unit, regardless of what they generate. If you allocate them a yellow one from your pool, that means they can't do anything except rest. So maybe you don't want them to activate this turn anyway. Maybe there's no point. And you want to keep the colored token back. And the reason you want to keep the colored token back is our cards all have abilities, attributes on them, and some of them are activated by using the activation pool. In fact, if you want to throw one of your cards in front of the camera there, Shay.
Can do. One of these ones?
Anyone at all. So there you can see for Imelstar the Soul Eater, he generates the red and green on the right-hand side of the card. And then underneath his main abilities, we have Terrifying. And Terrifying is a star, which means you can use any colored token for it. For some of the other ones, like my Imperial Shooters, they have an ability called Quick Shooter, which is only activated on a blue. So I might want to keep a blue back behind my little panel, my modesty screen, to actually use that ability in the game because it allows them to move and shoot, which normally ranged troops can't. But otherwise, that's it. We now need to blindly put these down so our opponent won't know what we've put in front of anybody, and following that sort of red on down. It doesn't really matter who starts this, so we can just go ahead and start putting these on.
Grand.
Mm-hmm. And there's a bit of bluff and counter bluff here. The purple obviously is very is different because the purple will work for any of the individual colors. So if I put it on a unit, it will work as a red, a blue, or green at my behest. So I can immediately activate something or hold something back for when it's more useful. Likewise, if I keep it behind the screen, if I don't use it, then I can instead use it to activate any of the abilities because I know I'll always have that color available. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Do that one. If you forget to put one on somebody, it automatically counts as a yellow. So generally you'll want to make sure that you've got somebody on there. I go with that there. And that. And yeah, there we go. So everybody's got somebody down. Mm-hmm. Next thing we do is we just reveal them. Okay. So we see who's going to be activating when and where. Obviously, with having all the greens in the world, I might be on the back foot somewhat here.
Just a tad bit.
Yeah. Okay, so my flanks are a bit quick. My centre is just really a dog's dinner. But hey ho, I have 3 red and no purple tokens out. So currently I've got 3. And what have you got, Shay?
I've got 5.
Okay.
No purples out.
So whenever you're working out who's got initiative for the first turn, or any turn, whoever's got the least has the initiative and gets to go first. So I'm going to change that to Griffarium. And we're ready to kick off with turn 1. All right, so we're ready for turn 1 then. First thing to do, the game is played until we have emptied the quest deck, which is currently sitting over there by Shay. The scenario will define what cards you pick and put into the quest deck, and also if there's any particular things going on with it. So in this case, we're told that there's a specific card goes on top, which is... What's that? Be the first to damage?
Be the first to deal damage to the enemy.
Okay. So the minute you deal damage to the enemy, you get to take that card and flip the next one. And that'll get you 1 VP. It will also generate extra order dice for the opponent. So there's kind of a self-balance there. The other thing is we know that we're going to get victory points for these areas here. So the middle one being the most impressive and important. 3 points right down Main Street. Any turn follows the same sequence. You draw a card, which is called the event card. In this case, I've drawn Chaplain's Prayers. So I may look at the top card of my event deck and play it or discard it. So that goes into my discard pile. And I can look at this one. Ooh, this one is a misfortune card. So in this case, it would have been Heat. My activated unit gets -1 to all types of attack, and I can discard that. So I will. That's
fair enough.
I'm not playing that this turn.
Good start.
The event deck has 6 of these in there. You can pay action points to remove them from the game. It costs 3 action points, but you gain action points when you draw them. They are detrimental to your play style. But otherwise, this isn't going to affect any of my reds today. So let's just start moving. I have got 2 knight units. Out in the flank. He's got a red. My Ornox knights have got a red out here, as does Roland the Proud. So any of those are available, and I get to choose after you've flipped your event card, so you can see whether or not it's going to be something that's going to upset your plans. They all move 3. So none of them are particularly great, as I would have to move forward and get in a position where I'm going to get counterattacked or slapped. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm just going to move these knights out, discard that red, and they can move up to 3. So they're going to go 1, I go 2 to there. And the number of models in this case represents the wounds in the unit. I'm not going to do anything else with that because, quite frankly, I can't. So
fair enough.
On to yourself, Shay. First thing to do then, draw an event card and see if it's terrible.
See what we've got. It is terrible. It's a heat wave.
Heat wave. Okay. Interesting thing. So your activated unit cannot, is that use fatigue this turn?
Cannot use run.
Oh, cannot use run. Okay, right. It is terrible, but it generates a green activation, so you get to keep that behind your screen.
Well.
Which means you could potentially use it with 2 friends to get rid of that out of your deck, so you don't have to suffer it later. But otherwise, who's going to move? One of your reds.
I think we'll start over here.
Okay.
To be honest.
Right.
Now, my boys are pretty fast. They're 3 normally. And if they run, they go for it, but I can't run.
You can't run this turn.
Due to my card.
That's all right. Important thing is, if they have an activated ability that you might want to use, you've got to pay for it now before you do any other actions. So what do your Undead Cavalry have?
They have Master of Attack 2. I could spend anything to get set.
Spend anything to get it. So you could spend the green that you've just got.
Yeah.
And Master of Attack allows you to reroll up to X number of dice, in this case 2.
Yeah.
In a melee, I assume you are going to be going into a melee.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I will spend that.
Okay.
Throw it over there.
So they're just going to move up.
1, 2.
Yep. So units can move and then do melee, or stay where they are and do melee, or if you have to run, you have to pay fatigue if you want to melee after a run. But in this case, you're in there how many attack dice do you have?
I have 3 attack.
In fact, do you want to throw your card in there and we'll have a look at it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so looking at the card, reading left to right, the 3 in gold tells you how many wounds or soldiers the unit has. So in this case, 3. The red circle is how many attack dice they generate. The blue circle is how many defense dice. The green circle is how far they move, with the second number being their run. And then the last one is stamina. So in this case, they have 2 stamina, which means they could fatigue twice before they're exhausted. Then that lets them generate these extra attack or defense dice. So in this case, you have 3. You haven't ran. You could fatigue them once to get a 4th dice.
I get to reroll 2.
And you get to reroll 2 anyway.
I'll fatigue them once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop a little fatigue token on them.
There we are. We'll
So you're going to get 4 dice. I'm going to have a defense of 2, and I'm brave, so I ignore one of your panics. I think I will also fatigue to get a 3rd dice.
Okay, makes sense.
So go ahead. Okay, so
It's not bad.
it's fairly fantastic. In fact, I would go so far as to say there's no point in re-rolling those.
Not really, no, I don't think so.
You could only get worse. So potentially you've done 3 damage, because the swords are damage. And then red is panic. Now, I will ignore that panic.
Yeah.
But you could still wipe the unit out here.
Fingers crossed.
No. No, thank you. So I block 1. These mean nothing. So they go away. I cancel out 1 hit. I ignore the panic because I'm brave, but I'll take 2 wounds.
That's not bad.
So this unit that overextended, unfortunately, gets a bit of a pasting.
That's not bad.
And back to me.
Don't mind that.
So my event is inspired by courage. The activated unit loses all its fatigue tokens. That's a shame, because the only person who's got fatigue is this wounded soldier up here currently. So a bit of a waste for me. I think I don't really want to do any of these. You've left me in a terrible position, Shay. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
It's fantastic.
I'm going to actually move Roland the Proud, 1 to there, and then 1 to here, and stop on that bridge. Now, the river is impassable to anybody if they're not using the bridge, unless they're a flyer. So that's all Roland's doing, just flying to there.
Okay, so wow, okay.
Yep, back to you.
Fair enough.
Flip a card, any card, and then get into your reds.
Indeed. What if, oh, for God's sake.
Oh, heat. Oh, you're getting them all out early.
Lovely.
So -1 to all types of attack. But again, this is one of these things where if you've got a unit that isn't going to get into combat this turn,
Yeah.
then this is the time to activate it. So you look at somebody like maybe the Dark Nosferatu unit over there and go, well, they can't attack this turn, so maybe I'll activate those first.
Yep.
However, you can close very quickly in this game, so
Yeah.
maybe you want to hold them.
For sure. And I get another green.
You'll get another green.
Lovely. That means I could spend that on other things.
Yes. Like I say, you can spend 3 to get rid of that heat card out of your deck, so that misfortune can go away.
Let's have a wee look.
Oh, I just thought you've gained the victory
Oh,
for the event,
so I
haven't you,
have,
for
yeah.
doing damage?
Yeah.
So you get a victory point for that and flip the next event card or quest card over.
Let's see what we've got. If you control the most capture points at the end of your turn.
Oh, you get a VP. Okay.
Lovely. It's not bad.
No.
I don't want to attack this turn. I think you're absolutely right. So I think I'm just going to activate these little conscripts down here. And they're literally just going to
Move into the forest. Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting thing about forest is it's difficult terrain, as are the hills and the city. The minute you move into difficult terrain, you stop your movement. It ends once you arrive. You cannot run into difficult terrain unless you have flight. So they just move up there and stop. However, they do get a defense dice by being in the trees. They're a bit harder to hit.
Perfect.
For myself, I'm going to get constant attacks. When activated, my unit deals damage on a panic, swords, or support. So essentially, as long as I don't roll shields, I do damage. That's excellent.
Yeah, that's whoa.
amazingly good. And I only have one unit left, and it's so far away, it's not being able to use that this turn. So I will just have to activate my little Ornox Knights.
We're both very unlucky, aren't we?
Well, might be unlucky. I'm going to go 1, 2 to there. I mean, if you want to come for me,
I'll try my best.
It's entirely up to you.
I will definitely try my best.
So back to yourself.
Back to myself.
Event and plow on. In fact, I have nothing left that is red or purple, so it will just be your next 3 red units.
Yeah, will indeed. Let's see, I've got when your activated unit attacks, the attacked enemy units defend only on double shields.
Oh, so you weaken one of my units. Now, has that got a little lightning bolt at the bottom?
No.
No, okay. That's just a filth card.
It isn't.
You have some curses in your deck that have lightning bolts, and when you find them, you put them in my discard pile.
Oh.
And it just means my force gets hammered over time by necromantic curses.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
For a certain point of view, it's good, yeah. Who wants it then? Who's left? Your 2 vampires and your...
Hydra. I'm thinking it's vampire time over here. Yeah. And I'm going to spend my leftover red to give them a flight of 4.
Ooh, okay.
So I am. So that means I can now move 4.
Yes.
The question is, do I want to deal a bit of damage to that unit that hasn't gone yet?
Yeah, I mean, potentially you could get all the way to here.
Or do I want to try and finish off that one last guy?
Now, what I will say is if you get to here, you'll be between 2 of my units, which means this, whatever unit attacks gets to count support from its friend because they'll both be adjacent to you. So it means I've got a better chance of saving.
Right.
Getting caught between 2 opposing units is a bad thing.
Okay. Well, in that case, we'll just move to here instead.
Okay.
We'll try and finish off this last chap.
Okay. And how many attacks have you got?
4. 4 this time.
4. Right. Well, that's filth.
No rerolls though.
No rerolls. That's a terrible, terrible shame. You do have your own abilities though. What do you have ability-wise for Dark Nosferatu?
Vampirism.
Okay, which is, as you would suspect, whenever you deal damage, you restore a wound.
Yeah, not as much.
There's another one called Drain Power, which I think your cavalry have, where every time you deal damage, you remove a fatigue on the unit. So they're good in that respect. But as is, I will burn another fatigue to put them up to 2. So they're exhausted.
You may as well.
But it gives me 3 dice. Otherwise, I think that unit's going to go away.
Yep. Let's have a go. Okay.
Oh, that's...
Could have been more. It could have been 2. Better.
I mean, 2 could be enough to kill me. I'm just going to push those to one side.
And you'll also need double shields.
You're not terrifying, are you?
They're not.
That's okay. Not that matters. A bravery would have stopped it. Oh. Double shield. My courageous conscripted knights. Well done, lads. Survive. However, they are exhausted and out there with a wing and a prayer. Who's next then? New event card and new unit.
New event card. Let's see what we've got. Oh, your activated unit gains Pathfinder and Rush. Okay,
so Pathfinder means you ignore terrain for the purposes of being stopped by moving into it. I believe you also get to ignore terrain that I'm in if it's defense. Yeah, unit on terrain doesn't receive bonuses from it, so there's not many that would get any bonuses. In fact, at the moment, only my Imperial shooters on the hill would get to ignore intervening figures, so it doesn't mean much. But you could plow forward. Rush is if you do damage, you then knock whoever you do damage to back 1. So you can storm in. My giant Colossus also has rush, as he just runs up with a big shield and hammers you backwards. And if they can't go backwards, because something's in the way, they take additional damage for being smashed into mountains or hills or other units.
Fair enough. Right, I think these vampires are next.
Yep.
And my purple can be used for anything.
Anything at all, so another flight incoming.
Spend that on
Okay.
a flight. We'll go 1, 2, 3.
Oh, attacking Roland the Proud.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
I can think of a few reasons not to attack Roland the Proud. But there's not much I can do about that. Okay. Are you going to burn fatigue to get an additional attack?
I think I will.
He only has 2 defense to begin with,
Oh.
but he is also brave, so he also will ignore the first panic
Yeah.
that comes in. I will definitely spend a fatigue on Roland to get an additional one because I don't want Roland to die.
That's a good idea.
So I'll fatigue him up. You go first.
Let's see what we get.
Oh, Lord,
that's
that's a filth amount of dice as well, to be fair. So 2 damage, the support and the defense won't mean anything.
Yeah.
And a panic. Well, at least I'm ignoring the panic.
Yep.
But I need to get at least 2 shields here.
Please don't.
Oh, I get
Okay,
1. I take a wound.
That's not
So
bad.
I'll block 1, take 1.
I'll take it.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? So I just pop a... So stressed out and wounded. Poor Roland. Roland has 3 wounds. Oh, he's not the best in the world, not the greatest, not the worst.
Oh well.
You have 1 unit left.
1 left, which is the Hydra.
Don't forget to flip your card.
Yes, indeed. Unstoppable Undead. Your activated unit gains Vampirism and Master of Attack 3.
Oh, that would have been a fantastic card if he
Would
could
have
have gone
been.
into combat.
He is not very fast, however.
No, good.
So he is probably not going to be able to get anywhere. I don't want him rushing into a horde of guys.
No.
So all I'm going to do is move him 1. Like that.
Okay.
That's it.
Right, so in that case, it'll be back over to me for my blue activations as being the person with the initiative. And I have a few. I have a lot less than I thought. I have two blue activations. My God, that was a bad round for me.
I have 1.
I have the Chaplain's Prayers. So again, I can look at the top card of my event deck and play it or discard it. And this is Healing Altar. So if we have a look at this, any cards that have the hex symbol at the bottom are actually specific terrain pieces that are generated by some units in the faction. And when you come to place them, you can place them anywhere within 2 of one of your friendly units, as long as there's not already terrain or units there, friend or foe. So you can't drop a building on top of somebody like the Wicked Witch of the West.
Would be hilarious, though.
I'll keep that out because the Healing Altar remains in play once it's down. And it goes in this hex and all hexes adjacent to it. Any unit that's activated can lose 1 fatigue token. So that's great. I like that. I'm going to put that here so it overlaps the big 3 objective as well. Mm-hmm. So it gives me a nice buffer, sort of an aura.
I'm going to assume that doesn't help me.
No, it's just my friendly.
Damn.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Don't worry, you've got cursed things in there yourself. But then, blues. I think my knights are going to have to go here and charge in. Yeah. So my knights will activate. They do have an ability called Persecution, which is if you defeat an opponent, you can move and do a follow-up attack immediately. So whether I panic them or destroy them, if I drive them out of the area they're in, I can do a bit more damage. I'll be starting with 5 dice, so I think I'm going to pay.
Whoa.
I think I am going to pay for that. Yeah, I'm going to pay a blue for that and get that out of the way. So I will move 1 to here, and then I will attack the vampires, and I will have support from this unit. It's now a weak unit. It's exhausted. It can't do much, but it still gives me support. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start with 5 dice.
I'm going to spend a fatigue.
Oh yeah, it's funny. I'm also going to spend a fatigue.
Oh, yay.
So I will get 6 dice on attack. And hopefully I'll be able to do something here.
I hope not.
I need something.
Oh, that's
good. That's borderline excellent.
I literally can't block everything.
You cannot block everything. It's just a case of whether or not you go away. So what's your defense normally?
Usually 2, but I spent the fatigue.
So
in
3.
order to have 3.
Okay.
Okay, I blocked none of it.
You blocked none of it. Well, that's amazing news for me. So I will cause 4 wounds. There's only 3 in that unit. So they go away.
Dead.
Quest card isn't for annihilating units at the moment. I will then move 1 to here and follow up with another attack. Okay, so in this case, I've lost my big charge because you only get to use that once per turn, so I'm going to drop down to 3 dice. I still have a support, but hopefully I'll be able to whittle you down a bit. If I put another fatigue on there to get another dice, I will be exhausted. Oh, I can't. You can only exhaust once per turn. Fatigue once per turn. So you could to get an additional defense. Mm-hmm. I can't. So I'm just going to be rolling 3 dice. So do you want to exhaust your knights?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you might end up murdering them if I don't.
Well, it's unlikely. I might just panic you away. Oh, no, that's a very bad roll. So just 1.
Good for me. Let's see what we get. I didn't block it.
No, didn't block it.
Didn't.
So you take a wound.
Wow.
So that's good.
Wow.
I like that.
Useless.
My countercharge by my cavalry has managed to slice through the vampires on that flank. The Dark Nosferatu can go away and die in a ditch. So you're blue then?
My blue. I only have 1.
You only have 1, and it's... What is he?
He's the turtle.
The Flesh Devourer, which is a bit of a... Not just a combat monster, but also a bit of a shooting monster. Because it's just a monster.
Drew a card as well.
Yep.
Shackles of Fear. An activated unit gains -1 to all types of attacks and 1 fatigue token, and it has a lightning bolt.
So that is a curse card, if you want to throw it under there. So this one, as you can see, is terrible. And whenever it's drawn, I automatically will get a fatigue and -1 to any attacks that I conduct. And it just goes straight into my discard pile. And I can't get rid of these, unlike the misfortune cards. At least in this version, I can't get rid of this.
Good.
Well,
that's what you get.
Right. Snapping Turtle Boy. Come on.
Snapping Turtle Boy. Let's have a wee look.
He's a bit punchy.
He's not very fast.
He's very slow.
But he has got a ranged attack.
He does. He also has an activated ability as well, which is Master of Shooting.
Yes.
So you could pay to buff that ranged attack. Is it short, though? 2 to 4?
2 to 4, yeah.
I mean...
So I'm guessing it's a minimum of 2.
No. The way it works is 2 is your effective range. Once you go over your effective range of 2, you lose a dice. So if you go out to your maximum of 4. Also, the hill will block line of sight, so you won't be able to see these guys. Mm-hmm. You could see down here, but I think they're all going to be out of range. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So you can't get in this turn. You can't move and fire unless you have a card or an ability that says you can. Mm-hmm. So in this case, I think you're just going to have to move him into a better position.
Yeah.
Up a hill's good, because, I mean, you can look over friendly troops.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And that could be handy for later. I'm going to activate my Steam Wagenberg. Oh, it's another special land.
Oh, lovely.
Yep. So in this case, I get military staff from Roland the Proud. So I get to place another special terrain marker. And this one, in this hex and any hex one away from it, I get fortitude, support in attack, and support in defense. So fortitude means I cannot be weakened, which is good. And support means even if they're out by themselves, they still count as if they had somebody adjacent to them. So friendly friends work that way. I feel like that is good, because then I get a bit of an overlap over the town.
That town is going to be very hard for me to take.
I hope so, although I have to get near it, which seems like so very far away at the moment. The Steam Wagenberg will activate. It's also a shooter. Now, it has quick shooter, which does allow me to move and shoot. And if I pay a blue, which I will do with this little purple token, I gain Master of Shooting 3. So I'm going to move to 1, 2. Hello, giant snapping turtle of
Don't
death.
shoot my giant turtle.
And then I will fire 3 shots into your face, which is good.
It's just not very nice, is it?
It's very nice. It is delightfully nice. I could fatigue him if he had, but certain cards don't, so your zombie conscripts don't. And because this is an automaton, it doesn't have the fatigue symbol, so I can't get additional dice like I would with some other people. So I will just have 3 shots at you, but I will be re-rolling those 3. Does the snapping turtle want to fend for his life?
Yes, he does. And he will fatigue
up.
For the extra.
What's that push his defense to?
3.
3? All right, okay. So I'll start. My first roll will be a hit and 2 misses. Well, 2 nothings. Reroll for Master of Shooting.
Ouch.
3.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
So 3 defense.
3 defense.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, excellent news. Excellent news. So nothing. So he will take 3 wounds. He's a beefy boy.
He is. He is indeed. He has 5.
He has 5, so he's not even...
He's still got 2 left.
Yeah.
Pick around.
He's fine. We're all fine here. That's all of my blues, and straight on to my greens then, because I still have the initiative.
Indeed.
And I have all the greens, apparently. Oh dear. Heat wave. My activated unit cannot use run.
Good.
I do gain a green for that. So that's okay. So, you know what? You'll like this. You won't like this. But my Imperial Shooters have a 3-5 range. And you are 1, 2, 3, 4. You're 4 away. I can't see you because I'm on a hill. So I ignore the intervening terrain. So it doesn't matter that I cannot use run because I'm not moving.
Oh,
I'm
no.
just going to go shooting. Unfortunately, I can't use quick shooter. Quick shooter would only help me if I was moving, so that's okay. I have 3 shots, but I'm at range, so that goes down to 2. But I do have Master of Shooting and Dominance. So supporting attacks, the green helmets, will also count as hits.
Ouch. Okay.
Are you going to stam up again?
Oh, yes.
Because this could polish him off if I was particularly lucky. So that's 1 hit, and that's a panic. I'm not going to re-roll those. I'm going to leave those.
Okay.
So
right.
You want to roll your defense?
Sure can do. I'll get 3 because I did fatigue him. Lovely.
Okay, so the shield has to cancel hits first. So that blocks my dominance shot. You don't have support, so that one doesn't count, which means a panic gets through.
I am brave.
Are you brave?
I am a brave boy.
So you ignore the first panic. So maybe I should have re-rolled that. Oh well.
Bravest of boys.
I should have checked.
He's also a necromancer, but yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about the giant bomb-throwing snapping turtle necromancer on a hill.
He also has a rocket launcher on his back as well.
And a battering ram, and he's got a whole host of things. Right. That looks spectacular. I thought I was going to take him out. He does take another... Oh, he doesn't take another wound. So yeah, he's fine. Oh, I hate this. Your go.
What a lad.
Draw an event card, and hopefully it will say your army crumbles.
I hope not.
Go on.
Oh, cursed land.
Oh.
In this hex, 1 hex away from it, when an enemy unit is activated, it receives a fatigue.
So that's your own special terrain. It can be placed anywhere within 2 hexes of a friendly. And because you've moved forward quite a bit, there's a lot that it could go there. You could start to counter my buffs with a fatigue buff of your own.
I think that is a good idea, to be honest. I think there
Okay.
is a pretty prime position.
Yeah, it's annoying. I'll give it that. Go on then, green. Who's up?
I think the Undead Cavalry might have to go. These chaps over here. Yeah, we'll go for them. Why not? Give them a wee go. Maybe a 3. I could get into attacking range if you're... Yeah, we'll do that. Why not? 1, 2, and 3.
Right, so you're into melee, and you didn't have to spend a fatigue to get there at a run.
Not quite.
Which means you could spend a fatigue to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. I only have a defense of 2. I will fatigue them to get a defense of 3.
I will spend this to get Master of Attack 2 on them.
Okay.
Before we start the fight.
Sure.
Yeah. It's not bad.
So 4 dice then, is it?
It's 3 dice.
3 dice.
Do I
fatigue to get 4? You're getting 3 rerolls anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
However, if you roll 4 dice, I only have 3 defense. It means there's 1 that is going to be completely ignored.
Yeah.
I mean, you could force the issue.
We'll go for it. Why not? Why not?
4 dice then.
4 dice.
Be lucky.
Rerolling 3 of them.
Oh, 2 panics is good.
It's not bad. Or you roll these 2.
3 panics. 3 panics is appalling.
Oh.
Goss and Himmel. As the man says, are they brave? They're not brave. They have armor. They would have ignored a hit, but they don't have brave to ignore panic. I feel I may be panicking.
Just a little bit, yeah. I'd like to think so.
Especially because you're here, so I'll be running this way. I seriously need to save all 3 of these because any at all get through and I'm taking damage. So 3 panics, block 1, 2. Okay, right. Here's how this works. For every panic rolled, you must retreat and run directly away from your target. If you cannot move the full distance, you take 1 damage. So in this case, my first retreat, and I can move up to 3. So I'll move 1 hex back. I should move another 2. I can't. So I'll lose one of my Ornox Cav. The second retreat, I'm already against the board edge. I have nowhere to go. So I'll lose a second one.
Brilliant.
So yeah, that's...
that couldn't have gone much better.
Yeah.
That really couldn't have.
Yeah.
Wow.
You've now got an option. You can advance into the spot that I was in. So you could push forward a hex, meaning next turn you don't have to move to attack. But I've got shooters back. Well, these shooters back here are going to be shooting you anyway.
They're already in range, so
yeah.
Why not?
Okay. I hate that. I hate that so much. My event, Iron March, my unit can declare an attack after the run. So I could run and then attack. 1, 2, 3, too far away to do anything. Some sort of Jaeger would be better. Oh, I know. Oh, this could work. So I am actually going to activate my Legionnaires with the Legionnaires Iron March card.
Right.
I know. Nobody's more surprised than I. But I don't actually need to run to do it. But hey-ho.
But well.
Yeah. So these guys are just going to go into here and attack your Dark Nosferatu, who are fighting my mate, Roland. So it means I'm going to get support from them. Legionnaire conscripts have got an attack of 3. And I will... Oh, will I fatigue them? I'm beside your cursed land now. Every time they activate, they're going to get a fatigue. So they're going to be exhausted immediately next turn, which is annoying. My altar will remove a fatigue when I activate, though, so kind of counters it. So I'm in a sweet spot where they nullify each other. So I'm going to fatigue for another dice.
Right. I think I'll fatigue them.
So that'll be your vampires completely exhausted for next turn, if they're alive. And our survey says, with my support, that's actually 4 wounds. Oh, you really need to roll big here.
That's not good.
I don't know, it's kind of funny.
Oh, for God.
So you'll take 2. Sorry, you'll take 3. You only block 1.
Yep.
Oh no.
Dead. Dead, and dead.
Do I want to push into that position? I don't know if I do. No, I don't want to push in that position because I'm safe here-ish at the moment.
Yep.
So that'll do me. Back to you.
Back to myself.
Yep.
I don't really know what I want to do. I've already lost.
You've lost 2 units of Dark Nosferatu.
Yeah.
That's what happens when daylight's still shining and you send your bats forward.
It's just not ideal.
No.
Oh, this is a toughie.
Well, flip your event card and see, because it may decide for you who wants it.
Dark plans. The enemy loses 1 order from their supply of your choice. They don't have an order of the colour you named. They lose 1 order of their own choice.
Okay, so behind my little screen, I have 2 coloured tokens. What colour do you think I have that you want to make me lose?
Let's go for... You haven't spent... Oh, yeah, spent your purple.
I have spent the blue, or the purple one, yeah.
Just have a look. We'll just go for red.
You will go for red.
Why not?
There is a red there.
Yes.
I hate you so much.
Fantastic.
I was planning something spectacular with that. I don't want to play now.
Brilliant.
Right, okay. So, who wants it then? Who's going to move?
We will send in...
The clowns.
These chaps. Over here.
Okay.
They won't be able to fight.
Yes.
So I'm just going to run them.
Okay.
I'm just going to go 1, 2.
Okay.
And that's that.
That's you. To me, reconnaissance raid, I can return a chosen card from my discard pile to the top of the event deck. So it won't be for this activation, but next activation somebody will get something good. I'm going to return constant attacks to the top of my event deck. Reconnaissance goes in the discard, and then my activation, I think I'm just going to activate my Imperial Automaton. He's going to go for a jog. Yeah. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3 to there. Unfortunately, I can't fatigue him to attack this turn.
Good.
But, he's up there. He's right up there. Back to you, sir.
Way. Back to me.
Yep.
I think we'll activate these wee chaps here.
Card.
Thank you.
Maybe he'll set fire to you.
Oh, no.
Hailstones.
Your activated unit cannot declare a ranged attack, and it fights in melee as weak.
Okay. So that's something we've not hit yet, but the dice, the single sword dice symbol is ignored if you're weak. And if you're defending and you're weak, then the single shield symbol is ignored. So it makes it slightly harder. Halves your chances, essentially.
But I do get a blue.
Well, that's okay then. You have a blue.
Yeah.
There you go. So this was going to be zombies anyway who didn't have ranged attacks. You don't really care about that.
Yeah, not really.
But I assume you could have moved forward and attacked the...
Yeah.
They have a ability...
They do?
That you have to spend before you attack, before you move, essentially, where they get to attack twice for the princely sum of a green, I think. Do you have a green? Do you want to use it? Because you could attack and then attack again against the Colossus.
See, I don't want to run them. There's not any point running them at this point. So
but you're already against the Colossus where they are, so...
I may as well just take a swing anyway.
Yeah.
I will not spend my green though.
No.
Just because it's weak. I don't want to be spending that.
Right.
But it could be for...
Oh, for something better?
Yeah.
Totally understandable.
Why? Like, not that much of a point. With my luck as well, we're definitely not going to be doing that. I'm not going to fatigue them or anything.
I can't
attack.
in my case, so I've just got two defense.
Yeah. I will have 3 attack.
Okay, so you'll
It's
do...
not bad.
Well, except you're weak, and those symbols are weak and are ignored. So you would have only done damage if you'd actually got the double sword. Yeah. So in this case, you'll just bounce harmlessly off my giant colossus.
But mine not support?
Oh, you have support, so you get 1.
1?
You get 1 then. So I'll do my defense then. Oh, we'll do damage.
Would you look at that?
Yeah. On the big guy has 6 health.
Oh, he's beefy.
Well, he's forged from the finest unobtainium. What's not the name of the terrible thing in Avatar? Unobtainium.
Something like that,
yeah.
Oh, I know it's Stellinium.
Well, you can't hurt me. I've got Wolverine stapled all over. It's just hundreds of Wolverines stapled to the outside of my shell.
Oh, no.
But yeah, he's okay. He's fine. Me? Oh, look at that. It's constant attacks. When I attack, I deal damage on every roll except shields.
Lovely.
And I'm going to activate my Imperial Sharpshooters here, who are within 1, 2. So I'm going to be firing 3 dice, and I've got Master Shooting and Dominance. So 3 dice, re-rolling.
Bye. Bye.
Anything except shields. So I could re-roll this. I could re-roll the Panic. But I quite like the idea of the Panic anyway, so I'm going to keep that, I think. So there's 3 on you. So 2 damage, 1 panic. Your defense, sir.
2. Okay. I'll give it a go anyway.
You could exhaust them to get the 3. Although, being that far forward, being exhausted, next turn you're doing nothing.
I don't really care.
No?
To be honest.
Well.
Well,
in this case, you have to block my attacks first. So that blocks none. So you'll take 2 wounds.
Yep.
And then you'll panic. And you panic directly away from my shooters at a full run. And if you can't complete that, you'll take another wound. So in this case, you'll actually be shot off the board, essentially.
Dead.
Go shooters. Go shooters, go. Back to you.
Back to myself.
Yep. Event time.
Oh, for God. Rain. In order to perform an attack, your unit has to receive 1 fatigue token or a damage.
Interesting.
And I get a green.
And you get a green.
Oh, how lovely.
I mean, if you've got 3 of those behind there, you could use them to burn some of those misfortune cards out of your deck.
I don't.
Because you're being plucky for the fray. So where to?
Good question.
I liked it. It was good. It was a good question.
I mean, I'll activate the archers, I guess, and they'll just pop up onto the hill.
Okay. Can't do anything else with them this turn. I've not hit a misfortune card in a while, so I assume there's one in here. Yeah, rain. Exactly the same as you. I'll get a green for my troubles, which is all right. I'm going to activate this unit, and we're going to go at a run. And I'm going to go this way. 1, 2, into the cursed earth.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I thought you'd like that. And that'll be me.
Okay. Don't be another one. Oh, thank God. When activated unit attacks, all enemy units next to the attacked one received fatigue.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh. Is there anybody who can make use of that, though? I don't think there is there? I know your vampire can move 4. She could reach somebody, but I think the people she can reach are both giant mechanical machines who don't get fatigue. So it's kind of wasted.
I can move into the city, though, can't I?
Oh god, yeah, if you can reach there.
1, 2, 3, 4. Right into there. So I would, if once I attack,
Yes.
that unit will be exhausted for next turn. That's not bad.
Well, it might be exhausted next turn. Time will tell. We'll see. Are you going to attack? Presumably you are.
Yeah. Oh, her thing is quite nice.
Yes.
Return up to 1 card from any player's discard pile to the top of the deck.
That's her activated ability. Are you going to do that?
Can I have a look through my deck first?
You can have a look through your deck. You can have a look through my deck. Your discard piles are both open for both players. In fact, would you like me to go through and pick out the card that you should be putting on top of my deck?
Sure.
So your curse card that you just put into my discard pile would be the one I would put into my top of mine.
I haven't had any very great ones. Me apart from that one. That one's quite good. But yeah, I think I will activate that. I'll spend a blue on that.
Okay, so Shackles of Fear will become my next event. Which isn't awesome.
She will attack.
Okay.
Do I give her a little bit of an extra punchy? She's already got 3 attack. What's your defense?
For my Legionnaires, my defense is 2.
Yeah.
And I could fatigue to push that to 3.
I will fatigue her a bit.
I will.
4 attack.
I'll go for 3 in defense because I have a feeling if I don't, my centre may crumble under a wicked vampire.
Awesome. Right. 4 attacks. Oh, beautiful.
Does she have master of anything?
No.
No. So one hit currently. Can I defend against this? Yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
However, what was the card that you played?
When an activated unit attacks, all enemy units next to the attacked one receive a fatigue.
Okay, so you didn't have to do damage. You'll just actually change this to being an exhausted unit straight off the bat. Which, is good, not to be sneezed at. Back to myself, we know what's coming next is the Shackles of Fear. So I get -1 to all my attacks and a fatigue token when I activate them. Which is, not great, but hey-ho. I'm going to activate Anna Dark, my standard bearer. She's going to go for a run. She'll go 1, 2 to there. And she'll gain a fatigue for having been activated. Will she attack you? I mean, why not? I suppose is the answer to that one.
Fair enough.
She's only got 2 dice. You are in a city and you automatically, part of the city's rules is if you're defending a city, you ignore 1 damage. So I'd need to do 2. I do 1 because I've got a support. The other 1. In fact, I would have only rolled 1 dice because of the Shackles of Fear. Yeah, I would have only rolled 1. So I'll re-roll that because I might not even do 1. Not that matters. It's ignored.
Yeah.
Ignored. Okay.
That's not bad.
Back to yourself, sir.
Back to myself. Big chap over here.
Yep.
Soul Eater. What a name. My oh my.
Don't forget to flip your card and see what the World of Pain is.
Oh, it is a World of Pain. Heal. Your activated unit doesn't deal damage when rolling support. But I get a blue. It's fine. He's not going to be on support anyway. I'm fine with this.
Do you want to activate his activated ability of Terrifying before he goes charging off? Terrifying is 1 automatic panic in a combat. He's not going to reach anybody this turn, is he? No.
He's going to run 1, 2, 3.
And take another spot. Clever, Mr. Bond, clever. So myself, I have flanking maneuver. Your unit can move 1 hex. This hex must be free from terrain or capture points. That's really annoying. That would have been a really nice card if I haven't got my own special terrain in front of me. There's no real benefit to moving 1 away and then moving in. So I will just activate them At least it's not a disappointing activation. So they will move in to here and attempt to attack, and I will fatigue them. So I will get an attack of 4 against your vampire. Does she wish to buff herself? Will you exhaust yourself to prevent being butchered wholesale?
I don't really know, to be honest. She blocks 1 damage from here in the city.
She does. I have support from all around me.
You know what? Yeah. Just because I don't want her to die.
She only has 2 health, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's very weak.
She's squishy. Very squishy. Our survey says support and a panic. Roll your saves, Mr. Man. So no saves. You'll block the damage, but you'll have to panic and run away.
She is brave.
She is brave, so she won't.
Brave.
She won't panic at all. She'll stay where she is. So that is the end of the first turn.
I still have 2 left.
Oh, you still have 2 left. Of course, you outnumbered me.
How dare you?
Go, go, go.
It's not very nice. And card first. Your activated unit gains flight 4.
Wow.
Oh,
I mean,
that's interesting, isn't it?
you could get right up there and support your vampire.
It's exactly what I'll do. I'll activate my grunts to go 1, 2, 3.
And then once you're in there, attack.
Yes, and I will spend that to attack twice.
Okay.
It's because I'm not too confident in their abilities.
Makes sense.
So should I just roll 6 dice or roll them separately?
No, roll them separately because I need to roll my defense individually. So
Grand.
I could fatigue them. If I fatigue them, they're exhausted. This is important because when you attack again, assuming I survive 2 rounds of attacks, at the start of the turn, I would get fatigue from your cursed land. If you can't get fatigue because you're already at your cap, you take wounds instead.
Right.
So I could lose them all now, or I might lose one at the start of the turn. None of them are great options.
True.
I think I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to go ahead and exhaust them for the extra. Try and soak the initial blow.
I think if I spend the fatigue, do I get the 4 dice on both attacks?
You won't because you don't have stamina because you're a zombie. So you can't fatigue, which is one of the reasons why they have that ability that they can attack twice.
Okay, right, that's grand then.
So your first set, an attack.
Not bad.
And a panic. I'll need 2 more dice, please.
There you are.
Okay.
Not bad.
So that's good. I'll block both of those. And then for your second roll.
Second attack. Here we come. Oh.
3. That's not going to be pleasant for me. I'm down to 2 this time. Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bad miss.
That's good.
So I'm going to take 3 damage there. So 1, 2, 3. Oh my.
Oh my, oh my.
Oh dear.
What a great card.
Yeah, it was a good time to have it.
Incorporeal.
And you've got 1 more left.
1 more left. Researchers.
Yep.
See what we get. Your activated unit gains vampirism and master of attack 3.
Okay, so
practically doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fairly pointless for that unit way at the back who are archers. You may as well just rumble them forward to somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just go. I'm actually going to run them, I think. I'm going to go 1, 2. That direction.
Okay, and that is the end of the turn. So we would normally remove anything if there were any temporary effects. There aren't any temporary effects in play. You currently hold 2 of the capture points, which are worth a mighty 4 points because you're holding the central 3.
Indeed.
I believe you also, because you can hold more of the capture points, you also get that quest card, which is worth another...
Is worth another 1.
1. So you're currently, I want to say, 5-0 up.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. We're going to tidy up, sort our activations out, and we'll be back with turn 2. All right, we're back for turn 2. We've worked out our orders and bestowed them across the board. I only have 2 reds out there. Shay, you have...
4.
4. So the initiative is retained by Griffarium, the best of all people, although sadly lacking in victory points at the moment. But it gives me a chance to try and recuperate some of this. So, first things first, flip event card, and then get this road on the show. Fog. Your activated unit cannot declare a ranged attack and fights in melee as weak. Oh, well that's filthy. I don't think I'm at home to any of that. I will get a blue for my troubles. So, happy days.
Not terrible.
Right, I only have 2. I've got knights on this flank who I do not want fighting as weak because that's horrendous. I will activate these guys. So my Legionnaires. However, and this is good news, in this hex and 1 hex away from it, when your unit is activated, you can lose 1 fatigue token because of the healing altar. So that fatigue will actually go away. And then for the military staff, I gain fortitude, support and attack, and support and defense for this one. And fortitude means this unit can never be counted as weak.
Oh,
so
right.
So even though I've been weakened by the fog, thankfully the military staff and the healing powers of the shrine have told my lads to jog on. We're not listening to that. I don't know who you think you're playing with, son, but you're going to advance into that city and deal with them.
You've been stabbed. Here's an ice pack.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. So I will attack, and I'm going to attack your lady. What's her name?
Her name is Videnta.
Okay, Lady Videnta.
The bloody Baroness.
Oh, who is exhausted, and all she can do is rest. And I'm going to gain the step on her here. So I will fatigue for an additional attack die. And there's nothing you can do about this. And then hopefully I'll get a nice roll. It's not a terrible roll. I have support. That week would have cancelled that attack, except I've got fortitude.
Yeah.
So I actually do a relatively decent attack there. 2 wounds and a panic.
Well, she is brave.
She is.
The panic will go away.
It depends. Maybe you'll be very bad here. Maybe you'll be very good. Oh.
Blocks 1.
So you'll block 1. The panic's ignored because of brave. So
I'm in a city.
You'll take 1 damage, but you're in a city, so you ignore 1 damage for the city. She's like a tick on a dog. It's going to be difficult to remove her. But there's nothing I can do there. It's on to you.
Should we...
Oh, flip a VP. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. What's this one?
Let's have a look. If you control the most terrain at the end of the turn.
No, you get another VP then. Okay. All right.
Not bad. So that's terrain.
Terrain, yes. At the moment, I think you're possibly in more terrain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I might be able to remove you from some of that if I get a good round of shooting. But what's your event card say? Does everybody come down with the flux?
Let's have a wee look. Famine.
Oh, famine's good. Surely famine would just be generate more people for you. Activated unit receives either fatigue or 1 damage.
Yeah, that's horrible.
You do get a red though, which is really, really good. It's
very nice.
It'd be excellent if your Dark Nosferatu were still alive. They could be flying all over the place. Well, they're all dead.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How terrible.
So Your activated red unit will take a fatigue or a damage. If you can't take a fatigue, if it's somebody like zombies, you take a damage in place of fatigue. So,
Right. So the only thing the Baroness can do is rest?
yes. If you activate her to rest, she'll clear the fatigue.
And then take another?
Well, no, the triggering is interesting. You'll take the fatigue or damage first.
Right.
And then you'll do it, so you'll take you will just take a damage, and then you'll remove all the fatigue.
In that case, I think we're going to have to activate the Hydra.
Oh, your monstrous Hydra.
Yeah, demonic Hydra.
He has been fairly quiet so far.
He has been, surprisingly.
So can he take fatigue?
Where does it say?
Stamina, strengthy arm at the end. If there's no strengthy arm at the end, then no, you can't. If there is,
He can.
so you could take a fatigue on him, or you might just take a wound. It's entirely up to you.
Oh, fatigue. Because I don't really expect him to be doing very much. Not really. I think we'll just move him.
Wonder there.
Again, very quiet. He moves so slowly.
What is his move? Is it 1-2?
1-2, yeah.
I mean, I was going to say you could push him for another, but there's no point because you wouldn't be able to fight then.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be exhausting your Hydra way up and he'd just get stabbed to death.
Absolutely no point. Yeah, that's that.
Interesting thing is you've now formed a little formation there, so you can ignore another panic.
Indeed.
Means really difficult to get rid of her. All right, I will. Oh, I also get a famine.
Oh, lovely.
Spy. I'll gain another red. So it has to be a damage. Has to be. Because if I take a fatigue, I'm exhausted and I can't do anything.
Yep.
So unfortunately, my little knights down here, one of you is going to come away. Oh no.
A famine has done more damage to them than I have.
Oh no.
Slightly depressing.
It's depressing for you, it's depressing for me.
Maybe it was my guys who cast the famine, who knows?
Right, okay. I will activate them with persecution. So I'll spend a green for that. Doesn't really matter. I will now attack your Undead Cavalry.
Yes.
Yeah, I will attack your Undead Cavalry with 3 dice. So by base 3. Would you like to fatigue yourself?
No.
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 Shame.
They're already exhausted.
Oh, that's even better then. Even better.
No, I would not.
Our survey says I'm supported.
Oh no.
So that's 2 damage and a panic.
This is not good.
I don't know. I like him. Go, 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 Mr. Man. Go, go, go.
I think it matters. I think I'm dead out of the way.
I hope so, because I really need to be able to move on from there. So you'd block 2. So you will block 2, but you'll take the panic. You'll have to retreat directly away from me.
Yep.
So you'll go back 1.
1.
And then
I can't go any further.
Can't go any further. So you only take 1 wound there.
Yeah, that's not horrible.
No, you're still exhausted and you're down to a single man, but that's okay. However, because of persecution, I can now move up to 2 and engage somebody. And I'm going to go this way and use my charge ability now, which will give me 5 attack dice on the charge.
Oh, lovely.
And at this point, I think I probably will exhaust them to try and get the giant snapping turtle off the hill with a big 6. So, for yourself, sir, you're on top of a hill, you get +1 die in melee. So you're going to get whatever your defense is +1.
So I'll be on 3.
So you'll be on 3. There's always the option to fatigue up to 4.
He's currently exhausted.
He's currently exhausted. Oh no, you've gone too soon. So you need to hope that I fluffed this roll somewhat.
Yes, I do.
6 dice, and our survey says 1, 2, 3. It's got the potential to wipe you out. I don't have any support, so none of that will work.
So I get 3.
You get 3.
Lovely.
You need to make 2 of these. You've got two wounds left.
What does my necromancy do? Does that do anything?
If you wipe a unit out, you get to spawn in a unit of zombies in their place. So right now, no.
Right now, useless. Nice. Beautiful. Oh, yay.
Oh, none of that. Oh, the snapping turtle is dead. I would like to remove the snapping turtle, please.
Didn't even get to use him.
What's that over there? That's just creating terrain. Oh, well.
Didn't even get to use him.
I will actually follow up. I'll advance into the space because I don't want to give you the hill. Mm-hmm. The hill's worth a lot, and it throws a bit of support the way of my Colossus. Your turn, sir.
Indeed. Right.
In fact, all of whatever you have red left, because I have nothing. So
I will
event card first.
Event card first.
Because maybe that will be something horrible and you won't want to activate her to rest.
When an activated unit deals wounds in melee, it loses all fatigue.
Oh, that would have been beautiful, except she's exhausted, so she's not going to be able to do that this turn.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I mean, you could push for the zombie conscripts, fatigue them. Oh, you can't because they can't fatigue.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a waste then. Yeah, it doesn't matter who you activate.
I'll just do the Baroness. And
she'll activate to rest. And there's a fatigue token can go away. And your next red.
My next one. Your activated unit gains terrifying and persecution.
Oh, so persecution is what I've just used.
Ooh.
If you manage to kill somebody, you get to move and attack again. And terrifying is an automatic panic is added to your dice roll.
Aha.
And there is only one person that's going on.
Yes.
So right down Main Street, the zombie conscripts are attacking my poor little Legionnaire.
Oh, absolutely.
Who are exhausted.
Absolutely.
Up against it. Are you going to activate their ability to attack twice? It'll cost you green, I believe.
Not yet.
You say not yet? Oh, yeah, because you could with persecution move and then try somebody double then.
There's only one guy left.
Good tactics.
What's the chances?
Slim to middling. So I'm going to get 2 defensive dice. We're going to get 2 attack. I cannot do anything here because I'm already exhausted. You say support works because you've got the vampire there. So 2.
It's not bad.
It's fairly great, actually.
As long as you don't block both. That would be lovely.
That would be.
Thank you very much. And you block.
Blocking none.
Good.
So I'll be very dead there. In fact, let's just go in. So they come off. And you can advance into that space.
Indeed, I will.
Or rather, you move in with persecution.
That is what I will do. No. I've got choices.
Do you? Oh, well, you say you have choices.
I don't like your banner woman. You got rid of my giant snapping turtle. I want rid of your banner woman.
Right. You can try.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
I will. I will attack her and I will spend my green to do double attack.
Right.
Yeah, why not?
Well, you should have spent the green when you activate the unit. All of the activated abilities you have to spend at the start, but that's okay. We can tear on with that anyway because we knew what the plan was. I will, in return, will I exhaust her? Yes, I'll have to. She only has 1 defense normally. So I need to exhaust her to get a 2nd defense. However, she is in formation. So she'll ignore 1 panic. She's brave, so she'll ignore 2 panics. And she also has support in defense from the military staff. So hopefully these 2 dice will be able to protect her. We'll see now, though. So the first batter in.
1 and 2.
Yep.
That's it.
Okie dokie. And my defense says
1 and 2.
2. Blocked both.
Fantastic. Right.
And then again.
2nd round. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, very harsh. I feel very harsh, Mr. Man. And
1 and 2.
Block 2, take 1.
That could have gone better.
I don't know. It went well enough. She, like your vampire, only has 2 wounds. So it doesn't take much to get rid of her. Is that all your reds?
I think so, yes.
Okay, so on to my blues. Heal. My activated unit doesn't deal damage when rolling supports. All right. That kind of makes me want to find somebody who's not in a position to get support. Is how I read that. You know, if somebody isn't getting supports, then it doesn't matter. So... Greens, activated. A lot of your stuff's already gone in the middle. It's just sort of outliers now.
Yeah.
He's exhausted, so I don't care about him. Both of those are potentials. Oh, that'll be horrendous. Although he's a green, so I won't be activating him now anyway. Now I've looked at that. It'll have to go back here, and I think it's going to go for my shooters. You're going to shoot at your Hydra?
No.
Or do I shoot at your zombie conscripts who are about to activate? Well, he's only 3 away, so he's in prime range for being shot. Although again, they would normally wound on a support. I hate you. I hate you, event card. You are indeed misfortunate, misfortune card. Right. Okay, so in that case, I only have my little Ornuku Flo. He's by himself. He's on the way out. He lost a lot of blood this morning, so I'm going to activate him because he is not in a position where he can get support or help. However, I will also activate him with Master of Attacks 3, and he's just going to go straight down Main Street. 1, 2, and into you.
Against a guy called the Soul Eater.
Against the Soul Eater, yeah. Yeah.
Is it going to go well for him?
It might do. You don't know.
I swear, if he one-shots him, I'm going to be mad.
I will exhaust that unit to push me up to 6 attack dice. With 3 rerolls.
I will fatigue him a bit. To get it. He only has 2 defense. He might kill him.
Oh, that would be excellent. I also have Terrifying, so I'll be adding a panic to this roll. So our survey says 3 rerolls. That'll be these 3 that do nothing. Oh, my lord. 4 damage and 2 panics because I am Terrifying. Do you have Brave?
He is Brave.
So 1 will go away anyway. So you currently have that to defend against.
Oh, yay.
Ooh.
Block 2. That's not bad.
So you have to defend hits first. So they go. And then you're going to take 1, 2 damage and then panic away.
Yep.
So how many? He can take 6, can he?
3.
3. Oh.
Yeah, he's not very beefy.
But now you're panicking. How fast does he move?
2 to 3.
So 3 straight back.
1, 2. But then I have a unit there.
Can't go in there. So you just take another damage. Oh dear.
That's
good. I needed something. You were hammering me. Hammering me, I say. Look at how far ahead you are with your victory points as I contemptuously throw your stuff back at you.
You might just table me.
I don't know if I will. The middle is yet to activate. When the middle activates, there's a world of hurt there. With fatigues going on and coming off and people falling over and all sorts. Back to you then for a blue.
To myself.
Yep.
Let's see.
What's your event card? Will it be horrendous? Will it be horrible? Will your legs fall off? Oh, sorry. Before we do that, I will advance into there. So at least I'm taking something. Although I imagine he's going to get shot off by archers.
Tireless Undead. Your activated unit gains either Master of Shooting 4 and +1 range, or Master of Attack 4.
Well,
Ooh.
Both excellent. I suggest you use it on your single cavalryman who needs to rest.
You think?
I do think, yeah.
That's tactical, that is.
Yeah, it's very tactical. I would never see it coming.
If I don't know what I'm doing, the enemy don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. You're not going to go with that though, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm going to go for these guys.
Okay.
Down here.
Are they also going to go for a double attack?
Yes, they are. I am going to have to spend my purple, however.
Ooh, expensive.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Worth it, though.
I do hope so. I do definitely hope so. And I get Master of Attack 4 on both of these.
Yes, it stays until the turn, essentially. Okay. So what have you got? 3 attacks?
3 attacks, yes.
3 attacks. I can't fatigue. I've just got 2 defense. So I just have to suck it up.
Cool.
So 3 re-rolling, which you'll need. So
didn't matter anyway.
1 for the first I need to block. Which I do. Oh, no, I do. Oh, no, hang on. It's this unit's attacking me over here, is it?
It is indeed.
Yeah, so I don't have support from that one. So I don't block 1.
Good.
So I'm going to take 1 damage from the first.
Lovely.
And for the second, again, Mass Doorway.
Oh, 2 panic.
What I will say is he ignores panic. Now, because you re-rolled that and re-rolled the panic, that was your initial roll.
Yes.
You could re-roll that panic because it wouldn't affect him because he's forged.
Doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So 1. And for my defense, I block that 1.
Lovely.
So only dealt 1 damage. Puts him up to 2, which is a third of his hit points off. He's not long for the world.
Good.
Rush. After a melee attack of your activated unit, the attacked unit must retreat 1 hex. If this is impossible, they take 1 damage instead. So it's a melee attack. Okay. I mean, that sounds like a good way for Roland to try and remove this unit of zombies from the middle. So he will. He's just going to fly in there. With his 1 damage. In fact, I'm just going to put his damage on his card so I can not worry about that. He will activate Master of Attacks as well. So he's got 3 dice attack and he can re-roll. Yeah. And I will exhaust him as well. So 4 dice.
This feels like it's not going to go very well for these little undead.
4 dice with, hopefully, 4 dice with 3 rerolls.
And does he not take the extra fatigue as well?
No, because he didn't activate adjacent to it. He's only flown into it, so it's at the start of the turn.
I get you.
So that's handy that there's rerolls. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's excellent. Good news.
Yeah, that's horrendous.
Could be. Defense of a zombie conscript.
1.
Good.
Believe it or not.
I can. Oh,
awesome.
Excellent. So you'll take 1, 2 damage, and then you have to flee directly away twice, and you can't because there's somebody in the way, so you'll take another 2. So Roland will suck those up. Does Roland want to follow up in there?
Does he want to go up against the bloody Baroness?
It's not that he doesn't want to. It's just he's gone now. So if he activates, then that's all, he's blocking off room for other people. Mm-hmm. So I don't think he will. I think he's just going to sit where he is. And back to you.
Right. I think...
Another blue, another card.
Yes. Oh, incorporeal again. You activate unit against flight 4. Huh. I mean, I could go for something that's way out here.
Pick up your zombies and fly them into the Legionnaires in the middle, that type of thing. Or fly them off and go after the shooters.
That's what I was thinking, they haven't gone yet.
They haven't gone yet. Neither of those units. Oh, no, hang on. They have gone. Have they gone?
Yeah,
wow. Oh, that's right. I bounced harmlessly off your vampire. Yeah, so you could go flying there. Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because if they stay there, somebody is going to colossally smash them.
3 and 4, just so you don't get the support from this guy.
Clever.
Yeah, we'll go for that. Don't have any greens, so I can't do a double attack.
I will have 2 in defense, 3 because I'm defending a hill.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't go twice. I'm not going to bother exhausting them because
Yeah, makes sense.
I need to keep their dice. So 1.
Yep, just 1.
My defense, she says... 2.
Yay.
It's not a bad shout, though, because you cannot shoot. You can't use ranged weapons when you're adjacent to an enemy. They're too close, and it's bad days to be you. So, at the very least, you've stopped me from shooting from that hill.
Not bad.
It'll go back to me and my blues. I'll activate. Oh, wow. Oh, that is good. Powerful strikes. The activated unit surcharge, so its activated ability, is triggered without spending orders.
Oh.
Which is generally very good, although I'm currently looking to see all I have left to activate are blues, which is my shooters and my shooters. They do have an activated ability, quick shot, which allows them to move and shoot. So I suppose this unit, because I can do that without having to pay. If I move to here, I'm 1 away, and line of sight, because the hills are on one side but the other side is open, means I can still draw line of sight to you. So I will do that, and then I will shoot into your face repeatedly with many, many rifles.
That's not very nice.
I thought so. I will get 3 shots with Master of Shooting, so 3 rerolls, which is handy because I fluffed 2. I still fluffed 2.
Good.
Oh no, hang on, dominance. That'll be 2.
There you go. I only have 1 defense.
Good. Feel that, please.
Okay, block 1.
You do block 1.
Go.
Okay.
Blocked 1.
So you'll lose 1
1 goes
tiny
pop.
zombie conscript. But still, I think that's effective. I like that.
Yeah.
It gets me off the... It does get me off the hill, though. My big line of sight's gone. Who's next?
Who is next? Let's see. Merciless Undead. When your activated unit attacks, the attacked enemy unit defends on double shields only.
Ooh.
I only have 1 more blue unit, and that's that 1 remaining Undead Cavalry.
Okie dokie. So they have to rest.
Yeah.
And all the fatigue goes off. I've got a couple of blues left. My next event card is constant attacks. When the activated unit attacks, it deals damage if I roll any symbol except shields. Which is lovely, but I don't think I can get in a position where I can actually use it. So, I'm going to activate Ms. Dark. And Ms. Dark will activate. She should gain a fatigue for your cursed city, your cursed land. However, she will also lose a fatigue for the healing altar she's standing on.
Indeed.
So she won't get either of those. And I will activate to rest, but I will pay 1 red to take 2 cards from my discard pile and put them on top of my deck. So see if I can push something up there. That will be a bit more useful for me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's interesting. That one. And then it'll be greens next. Doesn't really matter. I suppose that and that. So I actually still have a debt. I'm going to go there. So her rest will remove her fatigue. She may survive the night yet.
Maybe.
At the City of the Damned. That's all. No, it's not all my blues. I have 1 blue left. Have you any?
No. No, I did not.
So what I've just put on top of my deck was flanking maneuver. I can move a chosen unit 1 hex I will move this unit 1 hex. I will now activate that unit and spend a blue to give them quick shooter so they can move 1 and still shoot. So they're going to move to here. And that will put them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just at extreme range to start pepping your archers up on the hill. So I would get 3 dice normally down to 2 for having moved, or sorry, for being at extreme range. And I'll pop a fatigue on them to push that back up to 3 again. Zombie archers, 2, 1 plus my dominance.
Not bad.
So,
Do I get the extra bonus for being on a hill?
no, it's only a melee.
Grand. So I will fatigue. I can't fatigue them, they're zombies.
They're zombies. No fatigue left in them.
Cursed zombies. Well, block 1.
Block 1, so you
That's
take
not bad.
1 damage.
We'll get rid of this guy who's looking the wrong way.
Yep. And then onto me for my greens. And my last card is Constant Attack. So when activated, it deals damage on any symbol except shields. And the only question now is which unit to activate. Is it going to be the Colossus or is it going to be the Steamwagen? I mean, they're both good. They are both good. I think I'm going to smash your zombies here.
It's not very nice.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not a nice person. So, spend that. He has 4 attacks as standard. There's nothing I can do to buff that. However, he's quite good anyway. So our survey says, I don't get to reroll the shields, which is annoying, but that causes damage and that causes damage. Not panic for once.
Right.
If I rolled, if there was at least one, it was a double shield rolled, it would have got rush. I could have knocked you away. So in this case, I'm only going to do 2 damage.
Right.
Your defensor.
1.
Oh, you block 1.
That's
So
not
take
bad.
1. I was hoping to thrash you back away from there. It's onto your greens. So I'll
not
shuffle
bad.
my event deck back.
Who have you got left to go?
The Steamwagen, Legionnaires down Main Street, and I've my knights there on gold.
I mean, I suppose best option's probably these guys. I've only got my 2 wee archers left. Yeah. Oh, maybe not. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I'll just move them 1 there. And they're going to have a swing at Roland.
Oh, harsh.
Yeah.
Very harsh, I feel.
I don't like him. His face is ugly.
Poor Roland with his defensive 2 and nothing he can do about that.
That's damage and a panic.
Okay.
Is Roland brave?
Well, he's called the Brave,
Oh.
although weirdly... No, he is actually brave.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, good.
So that's good. So I will block 1 and then the bravery will stop your panic.
Yep.
So Roland's fine. He doesn't mind.
Good.
Roland the Awesome. He should be
for
called.
Roland.
Not just that.
Still ugly.
He's not ugly. For my next, our survey says flanking maneuver.
Oh, I didn't actually draw a card.
Oh.
I forgot to reshuffle mine.
Oh.
You look at that.
Terrible.
I'm an imbecile.
You know, what's the worst that could happen? You got something like hail or something that would, damage you.
4 stream. Doesn't matter.
If you would have damaged, you would have got fatigue back. They don't have fatigue.
Yeah.
And they didn't cause any damage.
Wouldn't matter either way.
Perfect
Awesome.
card. So I've got flanking maneuvers. I must move your chosen unit 1 hex. It has to be free from terrain or capture points. That's interesting. There's only really one I can use it on, which is the big guy, the Stimmwagen. He will use that to move one to here, and then on his activation, he'll spend a blue to get Master of Shooting 3, because he can see some terrible, terrible zombies. He can also see a massive Hydra, actually.
Can he, though?
Yes.
Oh. The vision out of those little small ports aren't great.
That's all right. We have a person up on top spotting.
Oh.
I could attempt to remove them, which would be good. How many health does the colossal flesh-devouring Hydra have?
5.
5, and he's currently untouched. You know what? No, I am just going to go for the zombie conscripts.
Okay.
To try and remove them, because I just need to clear stuff off so I can put pressure on the Hydra next turn, if there is a next turn. So, I have 3 dice of ranged, and I have Master of Shooter 3, so I can re-roll them all. Panic. Oh, and damage. So that will be my hits on your terrible, terrible zombies.
Don't even get to block any.
Don't even get to block any. So they'll take 1 damage.
1 damage.
You ignore difficult terrain when you're fleeing, so you will just go through. You can choose either of those to go through and then out the back. But how far do they move?
Running.
Yes.
2 each.
Okay, so they'll make the first one okay. You'll get through behind the forest. The second one will push you to a board edge. Oh, you go directly away, so you're back towards that. And then, yep, and 1 dead. At least it's got them out of the way for a couple of turns.
Yeah.
And any more greens from you?
Yes, I still have 2 more.
Okay.
I will activate these archers here. I'll draw a card first.
That's the way to do it.
Your activated unit gains terrifying and persecution. Useless.
It's for them, yeah. Do you have a green ability?
No.
Are you sure? Or does that mean you have no green behind there to use?
Green.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Because otherwise they could get +2 dice for shooting.
Just going to move them there.
Just
can't shoot after moving?
No, not unless you've got quick shot or something like that.
And I'm looking at that because 1 VP for more
1
terrain.
VP for being in the train. That is very true.
These chaps here, I'll activate.
I've got one to do first before you.
Oh, Dave!
Yeah. Our survey says, powerful strikes. This unit's surcharge is triggered without spending orders. That's good, because their surcharge is remove 1 fatigue token.
Oh.
They would get 1 fatigue from there, but they're going to remove 1 fatigue from that. Is there anything else? Healing Altar. They lose 1 fatigue when activating, so I'll lose 2 fatigue. But I would have gained 1 from there, so I'll actually be on 1 this turn. But actually able to activate, not having to just rest. So that's good. They will move into your cursed land.
No.
Well, you know. And while they're here, has she got any damage on her yet, the vampire lady?
No, she is untouched.
Untouched. This is, annoying, aggravating, terrible even. I will, in that case, attack her. And I will fatigue them to get an additional die. Because I need that to go away. I need her out of there, essentially.
Yeah.
Bigly. I will get 3 attacks up to 4. She could fatigue to get extra defense.
Yeah, I think she will. Why not? She hasn't got anything as of yet.
Okay. Our survey says I have support. Not that matters. 2. You just need to do 1 block here.
Lovely.
Oh, and you do 2.
Fantastic.
Okay.
How is the least tankiest hero in my army the tankiest?
She's a vampire. She just needs to get in there, sit in the house of runes, avoiding all the damage, and away you go. Any more greens for you? Because I'm out.
One more,
Okay.
which is the archers. What have we got? Your activated unit gains either Master of Shooting 4 and +1 range. Don't mind if I do.
Wow.
I'll have that. They're just going to stay there. So
Okay,
there.
and you don't have a green to spend?
No. I do
Shame.
not.
So your tax is...
2.
Okay, so 2 dice. Who are you shooting at?
I'm really trying to get rid of this Chocobo Rider over here.
Okay, so that card gives you...
Master of Shooting 4.
and +1 range. So normally you are...
2/4.
2/4.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd go up to 3/5, which is good because it means you're not losing a dice for being over long range.
Yep, that's perfect.
I'm already exhausted, so I'm not going to get any benefit from that. So you're just rolling your 2 dice with rerolls. Rerolls are good because I will ignore that sword.
Oh, you will?
Because I've got armor, I ignore the single sword stroke. So reroll them both.
Well, there's one.
A double, that's better. My armor is 2. Ooh. Nothing out there to save him. The poor fella.
Good.
Dead.
Good.
The Ornox Cavalry. Dead. I only have 1 unit left to activate, I believe. Do you have any?
No.
My last unit has Rush, which is pointless because this unit over here that was exhausted. So they will lose their exhaustion there. And then, end of the turn.
I picture that these two are just staring at each other like, wait a minute.
Squaring off.
I need a rest.
So end of the turn, you still hold the 3 VPs for the center.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll push up to 8. You also... Who has most terrain? I have 1, 2, 3.
Oh, does that count as terrain?
4. Yes, it's special terrain hexes.
Oh,
I've got
I didn't know that.
4 currently. You have
1, 2,
3. So 4/3 means I get that victory point 1.
Darn.
Putting me on the scoreboard.
Amazing.
Wow. I think that probably is the best way to wrap up. There's 2 left. I don't think I can pull it back from here unless I managed a massive swing. Mm-hmm. There are a couple of extra victory conditions on these cards. So this one has, I get 1 VP if I eliminated most units of your opponent. I don't know if I did. What I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah. I think I'm getting the extra VP for that.
For me, it's 1 VP for each eliminated hero of your opponent.
You've eliminated none of my heroes.
Yes.
And you don't get anything for the other.
Nope.
So I actually finished 8-2. A fairly, there's no point in killing people if you don't win the conditions, I think is the way to go there. Mm-hmm. But that shows you how Fantasy Commander plays. I did say we'd come back to these decks and army construction because this is a fascinating thing. When you're building your force, you build to points values like most games. So if we have a look at one of these cards, you can see here I have Legionnaires and they come at 3 levels. So a Legionnaire conscript, a veteran or a champion. And most things are like this. They go up by sort of 5 points per level. Up here you also have Iron March and Chaplain's Prayers. So when you're building your force, you're built to a points value. In this case, I think we're playing with 340, if memory serves, something like that. It might actually be 400. It might be the full 280 plus 60 and 60. It is, yeah, it's 400, so it's pretty much a big game. 500 is sort of what they expect for the biggest games. But for every Legionnaire I put in, I get to pick either an Iron March or a Chaplain Prayer event card and pop them in here. You can never have more than 2 cards with the same name. So if I have 4 units of Legionnaires, then I would have 2 Iron March and 2 Chaplain's Prayers because I'd be capped out. Less than 4, I can choose what way to split it. If you choose to go more, If you choose to go spammy with the list, you can. But after you've put your 4 cards in, 2 of each, every other unit instead puts a misfortune card into your event deck instead of an event card to help you. And it's a nice balancing act because you will always have 6 misfortune cards in your deck. That's just how it goes. You put 6 in, 1 of each. And then for every time you need to put another misfortune card in, you start at 1 again. So they're numbered 1 to 6. So you can build spam lists. You can go, I really like cavalry, or I really like legionnaires or zombies, but you'll suffer for it. So that's fascinating. I like the list construction. I also like when you're going up levels, stat lines don't change. So a champion legionnaire is as good as a regular legionnaire. They move the same, they fight the same, they have the same stamina. What changes is they'll get more abilities. So you start off with a defender, and then your better legionnaires may get additional keywords on top. So you're not paying for better stat lines, which means when you're playing, you get into a habit of going, well, I know a knight has 3 attacks and 5 on the charge. That never changes, but what might change is they may get Master of Blades, so they get to re-roll in combat, or they gain Brave, so they get to ignore something, or they gain Terrifying. Instead, you're adding these on top. And because you're only dealing in sort of 5-point increments, list construction is very simple to do. So this was a very sort of basic game, just to give you an idea. But when you're playing through, there's also scenarios that tell you what cards to put into the quest deck. And then they've also built a solo campaign mode in. So I haven't had a chance to look through it yet, but you have townhouses and stuff. You start playing Griffin and me against the Styx army. You're put out onto the edge of the empire with 3 farms and 3 legionnaires. And as you play through this narrative campaign, you gain prosperity, so coins, and you also then get the ability to recruit more people. And you do that by building more stuff. So you can build townhouses or a blacksmith's forge, and the forge might allow you to upgrade legionnaires from conscripts to veterans. So you have this in it's very like that computer game, like a Total War, where you must have this building to upgrade those from archers to crossbow, or from crossbow to armored crossbow. So you have that, but the whole way through is just a branching narrative story to teach you the sort of, it's built as a solo play. You might be able to play it with multiple people. I haven't seen the campaign book yet. I've just seen the sort of the rules for this. But what do you think, Shay?
I think that was really good fun. I love the models. The models are fantastic.
The models are, for 20 mil, for 1/72, they are gorgeous. These are prototypes that have been 3D printed. I think the actual models will be resin.
Right.
Which, obviously, some people won't like that. They prefer plastic, that sort of thing. I've got some of their large-scale fantasy resins. In fact, I've got Ronald the Brave in 28 mil, and he's gorgeous. So I know the quality of the resin is going to be good. And there's a lot of detail on them, so you could get in there and do something really spectacular. There's also some other bits and pieces terrain-wise. We didn't see rocks, so we didn't have any of that sort of impassable line-of-sight blocking terrain. And there's more to go. But for a tight little strategy game, that is simple to pick up and play, but then you've got a lot of permutations on how you build not only your army, but then the cards you put in, because you've always got choices. So you could go for a very aggressive offensive deck to play with them, or you can go for a more healing deck, or whatever, depending on the faction you're playing. But yeah, let us know what you think below, folks. This will be on Kickstarter soon, if it's not already. We'll pop a link below anyway, but let us know what you think. It's definitely one to keep an eye on, especially if you like the sort of the grand tactical game, because it's very easy to pick up and a lot of fun to get pushed off the board by Shay with. Anyway, bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.